Masterclass so far this Super League Friday from the Leeds Rhinos, leading by 34 points to 0 against the London Broncos. Like London, the Leeds Rhinos are 19-season Super League ever presence. It might be hard to imagine today, but the Rhinos lost all of the first 3 against London at the start of Super League, including home and away victories for the Broncos in the inaugural year of 1996. And you know, 15 years ago, the Rhinos were preparing to meet London in the Wembley Challenge Cup final. The Rhinos won by 52 points to 16, but they haven't won the cup since. And if I remember rightly, Barry McDermott scored a length of the field try in that Wembley victory. Well, if the field is 5 or 10 metres, you probably got it absolutely bob on.
More like 3, Eddie.
A memorable day, though, for you, Barry, and for the Leeds club. And, well, better days, hopefully, on the way for London. 15 years on. As you see, the teams are out here. London will attack from left to right. Josh Drinkwater gets us underway in this second half. Was that a knock-on by Ryan Hall?
That looked a knock-on there. Surely there was a fingertip.
Or did it just come off his foot and straight into the chest? Straight into the chest. Singleton scored in the first minute of the first half. Here we are, first minute of the second half. He plays the ball to Aiton. This is Kylie Luluai. And of course, Brian McDermott, the Leeds coach, took over from Tony Ray at London in 2006. He had 4 tough seasons in charge. Ray returned to London in July 2012, but has had a struggle for the past 20 months, and the heartache continues in 2014. This is Rob Burrow, back in centre field to Hardaker. It goes high off the boot of Hardaker, who's chasing it himself. McCartney's allowed that one to bounce. It's packed back by a Leeds player, and Hardaker has it. And it's, well, the referee says 6 to go. I thought that was knocked back by a Leeds Rhino hand, but the referee closer to it than me, and he's wiped the tackle count down. It's Kylie Luluai.
Yeah, nothing going right for the London outfit. But you can't afford to allow the ball to bounce like that.
Maybe it was McCartney when you look at it again. Certainly had a play at it. Here is Maguire. They go wide, and it's Ben Jones-Bishop. Good defence. He's held up in the end. Keep him out. Maguire looking for this milestone try of his own. Danny Maguire, 250 in his career if he crosses the whitewash tonight. Hardaker.
They'll be looking for the drive towards the sticks, and then they'll probably put the kick in. I'm sure they'll be looking for the big fella, Ryan Hall.
Aiton going down the right-hand side. The Hardaker with the dummy, and he scores. Zach Hardaker. First try for him, but not so for Leeds. And 4th try of the campaign for Zach Hardaker. And they scored in the first minute of the first half. They've scored in the first minute of the second.
It was just a simple dummy. And you could see that they had a man coming through. It was Callum Watkins coming on the angle. It was an easy try. You can't afford to take the dummy.
I think the way the game of rugby league has evolved in the last few years, it's hard to win this competition if you don't have the best fullback in your team. You know, Leeds with Zach Hardaker tonight, from what we've seen, clearly he has to be in the top 3 fullbacks in Super League. He's been superb with the ball in his hand. He's been superb defensively, and he's also shown us that if Kevin Sinfield doesn't want to kick one night, he doesn't mind filling in with this job too.
Well, Philly turned up a good player from Featherstone. He played in the Championship, scored plenty of tries, but it's his all-round game that it's developed. As you say, he's got many, many strings to his bow, and that ¡1 shirt gives him the freedom. A lot of good judges think the fullback position in the modern game is one of the most important, and with Ryan Hall, Leeds Rhinos have an absolute crackerjack player.
Yes, they do, and he's only 22 years of age himself. It's a young backline, but with such experience for Leeds. And the point Phil makes about Kevin Sinfield and his goal kicking is well made, because Hardaker has kicked well tonight. He's kicked some brilliant kicks already off the touchline. Rob Burrow can add his weight to the kicking responsibility if necessary. They must be the envy of so many clubs in Super League to have all-round talent like this. 14 points to 0 they lead, and I think you can whisper it quietly, but Leeds are going to win this.
You don't have to whisper it too quietly either, but it was a good switch. He's done a good game, Paul Ayton. But inexperience showing on this London defence. He'll be happy, Brian McDermott. Why not?
It's been a good week for Brian McDermott. Not only has his side looked like they're going to get this victory, some might say it's 54, but he celebrates his birthday. He's 44 years of age this week. Some might say it's 54.
Well, you might, Barry, but
I'm allowed to say looks like he's 54.
you can say what you like. I'd just say happy birthday, Brian.
Well, you've made reference, don't you see the tackler, James Greenwood, number 15 for London, Eddie. Leeds have a couple of players out on loan, so do Wigan. He's a young Wigan player and developed well from the, again, making that tackle. Did well when he came on in the first half. Came from Saddleworth Rangers in Oldham. Went to Wigan and he's now here playing with London.
Well, McMeekin and company, Caton Brown involved as well, hunting the run there from Watkins. I wonder what Brian McDermott would have said at half-time to his players. Would it be, look, let's try and keep it to 0. Let's give the Sky Sports viewers a show, score plenty of try. What do you think he'd be saying to them?
Well, I think what he's had to say to him is, just, look, I'm very, very impressed with what you've done. Your defence has been solid. You can see that with the scoreline. They've applied all the pressure. The kicking game has been excellent. And as I mentioned through the first half, is that this is the opportunity where you can put out another little tactics, maybe a little chip over the top, something that you've worked on the training ground, and now you can put it into practice in the second half.
You're right, Steve-O. The scoreboard will possibly give the freedom to the players to try things that they've been working on, that they've only dared to try in training before tonight. But they can't afford to get sloppy. I think Brian McDermott will be just as focused on the 0 as he is on the 40 points in the plus column.
Farah's kick goes to Hall. It was a little bit difficult for him to control, but he did in the end, gave it to Hardacre.
But it was different from what they were kicking in the first half, and that would please Tony Ray, because at least they pumped it into the corner. But here comes a big fella.
Yes, Ryan Hall. I wonder if he has actually got anything in the back of his mind about Leslie Vainicolo's 6-try-in-a-match record. Ben Jones-Bishop. They generally don't tend to think about things like that, do they, until they happen, the players. This is Stevie Ward, tries to step inside Minns. Did that bounce off the fingertips of Burrow? If it did, the referee signified it went backwards. Here's Chris Clarkson now. And Leeds have reached the last tackle. Maguire with another dab through, and just a little bit too long, and he's furious with himself for that. Danny Maguire, always the perfectionist. Well, we talked about maybe what was being said at half-time. Let's find out. Rod.
Well, it's some injury news, Eddie, and some important injury news for the London Broncos too. Atalaya Vea, and it's pretty nasty, really. He's got the medics in with him at the moment. He's got a damaged spleen, and the word is from the Broncos changing room that he's going to be taken off to hospital pretty shortly. So a lot of problems on the pitch for London Broncos, but some big ones off it for Atalaya Vea. We'll keep you posted on that.
Thanks very much, Rod. This is McMeekin. And here is young Foster, Alec Foster.
And again, that'll be something that Brian McDermott will also be saying to the Leeds players, that look, we've got to keep this 0. We've got to make sure that defence, it'll be a new type of game for them. Keep that 0. Simple as that.
George Griffin. Yeah, you talk about a 0 against the London Broncos name as the kick almost fools Hardacre, but he manages to apply the brakes. London were last nilled in Super League in February last year, 28-0 against Wakefield. They also lost 70-0, of course, against Wigan in the Cup semi-final last July. Leeds last nilled an opponent in August 2011. That was 56-0 against Castleford at home. So all sorts of records could be broken and could be maintained here tonight. Well, that's a little bit of sloppy play. This is a free play. That's why McMeekin hacked the ball forward. They'll bring it back for the knock-on by Ian Kirk.
He could be one of the players, Mike McMeekin. Just look at the size and frame on him. Who does end up coming from this. We've seen players like Louis McCarthy, Scarsbrook, Tony Clubb now at Wigan. Lots of London players have left there. Dan Sargentson, of course, has gone to the Warriors and did so well in that World Club Challenge. There's definitely talent in that London Broncos.
And Michael Channing, of course, let's not forget him, having a fabulous season at the Castleford Tigers so far. Entertaining match for them on Sunday at Salford, and word is that Rangi Chase just might play against his former club. Castleford unbeaten, of course. In fact, 100% record for Castleford, and St Helens, they're defending that this weekend. Now, Farah looks for the runners, and it's the fullback, Makani.
Yeah, he's always looking for work, isn't he, Makani? He's had an impressive game. They put him under a lot of pressure, especially with a high kick.
It's Cunningham who gets the ball into centre field. This is Griffin.
And this is where the likes of Farah and Drinkwater can create.
Drinkwater gets the ball away to Farah, and it looks like they're in. Here they are, courtesy of Mason Caton Brown. He's not given it yet, though, Chris Lenderbarrow. Now then, he's looking for an obstruction in the build-up to this. Surely they're not going to deny London, Stuart.
Well, he called for an obstruction on Callum Watkins, so it's the ball moving across. I can't see anything wrong with that. There's a player in the way, but it doesn't obstruct anybody. I don't think he has any impact on this play whatsoever.
Video referee's just running the play back, as you can see, and wanting to have another look at this.
There's certainly nothing wrong with the play so far as it moves out. And as the ball goes behind, it's the runner coming through. Does he have an effect on Callum Watkins? The pass.
So Mason Caton Brown scores here at Headingley. I'm glad we got all those lines in about London being nilled and Leeds nilling teams, because it isn't going to happen now. Would have been useless research if we'd have let that one go, Steve-O.
Yeah, but we said that they had the ability to be able to score the try, and this was well worked. Good work by the two halfbacks. Neat little pass. Caton Brown came at the right moment.
Well, that's a nice combination. Threaded that player through the hole, and Mason Caton Brown, another player that's come through the London system.
Drinkwater then to try and add the extras, left-footed, and he gets the extra 2 points. So Drinkwater with the kick, his 6th successful kick of the season. Tony Ray with something to encourage him.
Well, this will give them some confidence. They've actually got into some good ball, executed a play, done a fabulous job and managed to get over the white stripe. Let's see if they can build on this, trouble that scoreboard again and make the Rhinos work hard.
Yeah, Mason Caton Brown, the try scorer, getting his Super League chance this year after playing with the Hemel Stags last year. He knows where the try line is as well. 11 tries in 16 appearances for the Stags. We'll see them again next Thursday. Remember, they play Castleford. And then we see Leeds again next Friday. They play the Saints. 7:30 Sky Sports 1 both nights.
It was a well-worked move as well. You know, lift their confidence.
We'll give them something to think about, something to build on. As you say, confidence is what it's all about. Here's Duckworth again. Cunningham again, rather.
And it was important that they got to the end of that set, put a kick in, made Leeds come away from their own line, and unfortunately Mike McMeekin catches that ball, fails to catch that ball, it bounces off his chest, and they hand the ball over just over the halfway line. 2 missed tackles, 2 handling errors.
It was good work though by Danny Maguire. You could see that he went right into him. It's put him completely off even taking that ball.
Steve-O, no matter what happens this year as far as London Broncos are concerned, no matter how many wins they get, how many losses they suffer, where they finish up come the end of the campaign, this is a fantastic learning curve for these young players, and a lot of them, we've already said, coming from other Super League clubs, they'll go back to those Super League clubs when their loan spells are finished, and it will really stand them in good stead for the future, won't it?
Yeah, it is, and you know, the bookies have them odds on to be able to be relegated, Eddie, and I suppose in many ways, you know, Tony Ray, you can look at the staff that they've got, and they can start building perhaps, you know, for the following season. We've seen it through Castleford. They've done that. Widnes have done that. So that the ability for them to come back into the big time is certainly there. Still, there's a long way to go, Eddie.
There is a long way to go. Plenty of points to play for as well. Sliney, formerly with Brisbane and the North Queensland Cowboys, he's been putting himself about tonight as well. Here's Griffin again. Must be a real change for George Griffin. He was playing in the playoffs last year with Hull Kingston Rovers. And now it's Meakin again.
Well, you can see that try by Caden Brown has really lifted the spirits on this London outfit. And they're looking very confident, though. That's a poor pass. Got away with it.
Minns on the bounce. He escapes one. He nearly escapes two. Finished off by Rob Burrow. Here's Scott Moore just back on. It's Drinkwater. Oh, and it just bounces off the chest. And so it's the zero tackle.
Well, they went on that short blind side, and you can see it really. They were looking for the dummy runner, but they just run into each other.
Yeah, well, Stevie Ward was down injured just in the back play. He's playing in the left centre, holding that shoulder that's kept him out the back end of last year. He's still holding it, still trying to get back into position. Very uncomfortable injury.
Oh, Rob Burrow's away. He's got his mate Danny Maguire with him. Rob Burrow might not need anybody, or does he? He gives it to Carl Ablett, and Ablett is hauled down just short of the line. A great run back, a great chase back. Maguire loops the ball to Watkins.
Oh, he dropped it. Would you believe it? Watkins can't. Ablett can't. He thought he was on the way to the whitewash.
What about the acceleration here from Mason Caton Brown? Burrow gets through, Maguire's trying to catch up on one side, he steps and goes in, backs himself, he comes from behind Maguire, goes round him, and still quick enough to bring down Ablett. It's a great try-saving effort. When people talk about effort and commitment, well, there's no question there that several of those Broncos have given it their all to get back and save that try.
Well, he'd have put your house on Callum Watkins collecting that and scoring the try.
Yeah, he should have.
A great acceleration from Rob Burrow.
And he'll get the bird, I'm telling you, by the rest of the players. They'll give him a bit of jip, and oh, that's not the best pass, was it?
No, Farah managed to clutch it to his chest underneath his own posts. Looks like they've angered Leeds here.
Yeah, not the best pass at all, just a little bit of inexperience there. Now this is where Brian McDermott, the Leeds coach, he'll be saying, this is where I want you to muscle up. Don't let them get into our half.
Tell you what, Nick Sliney has showed it well. So has this fella too, Matt Cook.
Oh, they've worked hard.
That was
Eddie.
Cunningham, and here's Drinkwater again. They just envelop him. Does Watkins. Last tackle here for London. The kick there. No, I was going to say it has to be good from Farah. Maybe he could just see out of the corner of his eye that Elliot Minchella was coming towards him.
Yeah, I agree, Eddie. Elliot Minchella from marker knows he's got to put pressure on Ben Farah. If Ben Farah has the time and space to put that ball where he wants, then Leeds get that ball in a far worse position. Good work from Elliot Minchella. Minchella and young Rob Mullen both on for the Rhinos.
This is Minchella. Goes down on the first tackle after the turnover following the knock-on by Farah. Here is Burrow. Now it's Maguire. And Ablett, and hit that at pace to Ablett. Ayton scampers into dummy half. Gives it to Maguire. Maguire with a double pump, but doesn't fool the defender on that occasion. It's with Ablett again and Clarkson. Clarkson spins in the tackle and then is forced back by some solid defence.
Keep your eye on the fullback, Zach Hardacre.
There is Hardacre. Gets it wide to Watkins. It sticks this time, but the pass not the best to Ben Jones-Bishop. He manages to keep it in the field of play, and that's a penalty.
You can't do that, I'm afraid. He says, well, you're not allowed to do that. That's the change in the law.
Kenny Solomona thought he'd just drag Ben Jones-Bishop rather over the sideline. But Ben Jones-Bishop said, you can't do that, pal.
Yeah. Oh, look at the leg drive there.
Watkins will get to his feet. Ayton brings it to centre field to Burrow. Burrow then to Maguire. Maguire, a long pass on the ground, finds Stevie Ward. Ward gives it back to Maguire. Came back to help out. He'll be wanting to get this one try for 250. Been the nervous 240s for far too long, probably, by his own standards. Danny Maguire. This is Hall. Ayton. Burrow. Runners all over the place. Not the best pass from Burrow finds Hardaker. Here is Watkins. He's going to make up for that earlier error. Is Callum Watkins. And he does.
Sheer class. That was nothing short of sensational. Just a little step, and then the speed, the acceleration, just left them standing. Bang.
Tries in 3 in a row now for Callum Watkins.
This was early when he dropped the ball, and it was good work by John Bishop. Then they got the penalty. Silly play by Solomona. Can't do that. But the build-up, superb. Watch this. Bang. Top gear. What a finish.
He's deadly, isn't he, from that range? You know, until this point, they've done well in the second half of Broncos. Score was 6-all from a half-time hooter. You've just got too much class here. I mean, the ball's gone to ground. Sometimes players do switch off, think, well, the threat's over, I can relax a little. You can't relax when the ball's in his hands.
No, Callum Watkins, 20 tries last year, including a try in the 30-6 home win against London. That's his 4th try of the campaign. England international, of course. And Zach Hardaker, who hasn't missed a game for almost a year now. He hasn't missed one since last April against the Catalan Dragons. Hasn't Zach? And he's kicking well tonight. Here's another tester for him.
Cheers, mate.
You put the mocker on him, Eddie.
Yes, I did. I was going to say, with tongue-in-cheek, if he kicked that, who needs Kevin Sinfield? But think better of it now.
Yeah, it was a good build-up. Okay, it was a loose pass, but watch this. Bang. Oh, it's great to see an athlete that can just turn on the speed like that.
And it's all the more impressive when you think about the tap. He ran it in, good leg drive, a run akin to a forward, and he can do everything. He can run, he can pass, he can provide tries. As we keep saying, they've got a back line that's just full of everything. It's full of determination. You see Thomas Mins, the young academy player on loan, can't get hold of Ryan Hall, gets pushed off, and the big strong athletes that are out on the flanks are as big as the forwards in the middle these days.
Yeah, it's always surprised me that you know, the upper body strength that Ryan Hall has, is that why do they go high on him? Go for the legs, that's the only way you're going to stop him.
That's Rob Mulhern with that drive forward. Just looking down the list of the ages, by the way, alongside the names of the Leeds back line. Tom Briscoe not playing tonight. He turned 24 this week. He's the eldest of them after Ryan Hall, who has the ball now. He's only 26. Maguire's a little bit older than that. There's a couple of knock-ons from Scott Moore. But the rest of them, Hardaker's 22, Watkins 23, Ward is 20. What a future. What a future for the Rhinos. An hour gone, 44 points to 6. That's the zero.
He got a bit excited. Yeah, Cunningham went in there. Just a little bit too aggressive.
Won't take any backward steps, will he? Great run from Church. Getting a bit tasty all of a sudden.
Ryan Hall is screaming for it.
Ian Kirk.
Get it out on the left to me. Maguire's organising. You can't do that.
No, pushing and shoving and hands in on the ball. Interference at the play, the ball. Here's Maguire, Ablett, Maguire again. Stevie Ward went with that. It was stripped, I think. No, knock on. Must have been deemed by Chris Leatherbarrow to be a loose carry by Stevie Ward.
To me, maybe.
Well, I don't think he ever had control of that ball, did he, going into that tackle? And it did come out. So I think, you know, he's every right to call it that way.
Harry Hetherington on the left there is built this club really in control of so much that has gone right for them in recent years.
And Kath Etherington looked to do the same over at Wakefield. Wakefield playing some good stuff. Richard Agar's team scored 50 points in their last 2 outings, so some good stuff going on at the Wildcats.
Catalan Huddersfield tomorrow, 5:25 Sky Sports 2, and London Broncos here have a penalty. Interesting, we just caught a glimpse of Mr. and Mrs. Hetherington. I wonder how things will go in the household in the next week or two, because it's Leeds Wakefield in the Challenge Cup, isn't it? Might not be too many lunches and dinners.
Might be the loser makes the tea.
Correct.
Or washes the pots.
I think Gary will make his own tea that weekend.
Well, we've said all year it's about London improving week in, week out. New set of players all thrown together. I think you'd said, Mike, that they've improved over the course of the hour that we've watched them play here tonight. They're going to have to improve quite a bit more, though, if they really want to threaten Castleford on Thursday night. Here they're starting to get it wide. Matt Cook's looked dangerous. Can he find any support?
Yes, he has. He's had a good night, hasn't he, Matt Cook? In a badly beaten side. This is Moore. Cook again offloads it to Farah. Farah looks for support. It's there from Cunningham. And Mulhern and Kirk deal with the threat. Moore waits.
It's got to be a good kick into the in-goal area, surely.
Farah gets it wide to Drinkwater. Short ball then from Drinkwater. And Sliney is caught in possession on the last. It's the turnover. They've done that a couple of times tonight. They just lost the count or not heard the call. Or are they content to turn it over to Leeds?
I was just going to say that we pointed it out in the first half. They might view that as the best possible result as Ben Jones-Bishop puts in another good charge. It might be better for the Broncos to hand the ball over on their terms.
Well, I'm not so sure, Baz. I really would be wanting to kick the ball in the in-goal area and get a second set of 6. Something that they've failed to do in this game.
Here they've conceded a penalty. And Elliot Minchella, in his second Leeds appearance off the bench. He felt that. He got a try in a 42-16 win at Salford last August. Loose forward by trade, Minchella. And here is Maguire. He's the other youngster, Rob Mulhern, on his debut. Doncaster-born, Rob Mulhern. Plays it to Ayton. Back it comes to Maguire. Burrow. And that was reefed away by Farah, wasn't it? No, again, the referee said that's a knock-on by Leeds.
That was good work by the standoff, Ben Farah. Came on the angle.
Agreed. 4 years ago, he was a regular player in the Manly first-team side. He's a great player. Got, I think, the potential to play better than what we've seen tonight. Again, Eddie, I'm not sure whether it was pulled out or not, but it showed some aggression here. They're not just waiting for Leeds to attack them. They're getting up in the faces and forcing mistakes.
Well, the problem is, Phil, is I do agree with you. You know, if you sort of slotted Ben Farah into the Leeds outfit, then you'd obviously see a lot more skill factor. But, you know, the Leeds are very, very strong in all departments.
Well, I'm going to challenge you now. We want to see a better performance from him and his teammates next Thursday. I think they're capable of it. They've grown in confidence as this game's gone on. Ironically, even though the scoreboard's gone against them, they start to look a little bit more like a team.
This they have started to look like a team. That's a drive forward by Griffin. Nick Church is injured in back play. That's good play. That's tremendous play. Here is Sliney, and Sliney gets it away. Oh, why didn't he go himself?
Get to it.
Is that a knock-on by Ryan Hall? I think it possibly was.
Yeah, it was. Oh, he had a little bit of it.
And he wasn't happy, I don't think, Ryan Hall, that there were feet and boots flying everywhere.
Well, that was really positive play from the Broncos. Mitch Church, who is down in back play, the hole that he should have filled was the one the Broncos went through, and were it not for better execution, they could have got the second try of the night, the Broncos. They're not giving in, are they?
They're not giving in.
There's a knock on.
It was Scott Moore, whose feet were on the ball.
Nothing wrong with what Scott Moore's done there, is it? You slow it down, it looks worse, doesn't it? Slow motion angle, but he's trying to get the ball.
It's a loose ball, it's fair game. He's every right to go for that ball.
Looking past that, lost a bit of momentum for the Broncos, but here goes O'Callaghan.
quick play the ball, that's what they need.
Moore gets it away. Here's Cook.
Works hard, doesn't
He really has led by example, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a
Matt
great
Cook,
leader.
the
A great
skipper.
leader.
Moore again into centre field to Cunningham. 5 metres away. That excited the Broncos. Farah. They're asking Leeds a couple of questions here in defence. Cunningham again to Drinkwater. Drinkwater gets a flat pass away. Here is McCartney. McCartney puts the kick into the corner. Ben Jones-Bishop is there, and they're going to get a repeat set.
Yeah, a lot better. McCartney, once again, showing his skill factor. Neat little dribble into the corner.
And a good reaction from his teammates. You see Mason Caton-Brown putting pressure on Ben Jones-Bishop, and a repeat set of possession is a chance for the Broncos to build some pressure. Can they take advantage of it? Great work from the Broncos.
Well, they were 34-0 down at half-time, London Broncos. Second half is 10-6 to Leeds. It's a much improved second half from Tony Ray's men.
And that's been brought about by the change in tactics by Tony Ray as well. Remember, we mentioned that the kicking game in the first 40 by the Broncos was very poor. They were putting it straight down the throat of Zach Hardaker. Now they're putting a little dribble into the corner, creating all sorts of problems.
It was a decent enough run from James Greenwood as well. Scott Moore waits as Cunningham gets to his feet. Now then, what does Thomas Minns have here? Well, a tackle comes in on him, down he goes. That's 3 gone. And Cook again, ever willing, gets the hands free and gets the ball away to Moore. Moore then to Drinkwater. Drinkwater finds this man Nick Sliney. Moore urging his players forward, goes down the left-hand side. Short ball from Drinkwater.
That's great
Heavy defence from Leeds.
Yeah, look at him, 3 underneath. Couldn't get through.
He thought he was over, did Ben Farah. Kick high, looking for the runners out wide. Claimed though by Ryan Hall, and Ryan Hall, Lord, ankle tap. And a vital one as well, that he got up and carried on.
I think it was Griffin, wasn't it, that just ankle tapped. Oh, lovely dummy.
Burrow to Ablett. Ablett in field. Here is Stevie Ward. He's on his own though, Ward. There's only white jerseys round him. He's got a couple of pals now. One of them is Hardaker. Can he give it to Maguire? He can. Maguire gets as far as Drinkwater, and he is grounded by the scrum half for the Broncos.
You've got to give Broncos credit for getting back after that.
Yeah,
Ablett made the break.
That was scrambling defence. Here is Watkins. This is Ben Jones-Bishop. And there's another Leeds try. And the second try for Ben Jones-Bishop. Well, they scrambled back well. They delayed what was coming. But Leeds have just got too much power, too much speed, too much class. And Ben Jones-Bishop goes over for his second try.
Yeah, they just run out of legs, didn't they, in the end? It was Ablett that made the break down this left-hand side. Beautiful dummy from Rob Burrow. He's enjoying the fact that he's playing in his normal position at scrum half. Did well, did Ward. Kept his cool, Hardaker. They're always going to run out of numbers. They got to him in the end. And it looks like the coach enjoyed it.
Well, Steve-O, this team can absorb pressure. This all came from a wonderful leap and take from Ryan Hall. Once he caught the ball, he made another 10 or 15 minutes, another 10 or 15 metres, and Wellesley made the point at half-time about winning the ruck. If you win the ruck, when you've got the ball, it means the defensive line cannot get set, and there will be fractures, and there will be opportunities available, and London can't get back quick enough, and when they can't get back quick enough, players like Ben Jones-Bishop, Zach Hardaker are always going to exploit it.
So they're top of the table tonight, Leeds. The other two, of course, above them. Saints and Castleford play this weekend. It's just a matter of by how many now for the Leeds Rhinos. And can Hardaker add the extra 2?
Doesn't he take the ball back a lot farther from the try line than Kevin Sinfield? The next time you watch Leeds play with Sinfield, just look at the angle he chooses. Does it work for him?
No, it hasn't. A little grimace from...
I'm not saying either's right
Zach
or wrong,
Hardacre.
Eddie, yeah, but...
Well, he's missed the last two. He kicked brilliantly in the first half. But you're talking about the master kicker, aren't you, with Sinfield?
That looks like his last action for the night as well. We might see Ben Jones-Bishop go to the fullback position. Just try and work out how Leeds Rhinos have reshuffled after that.
Well, 9 minutes to go, and 48 points to 6.
It's been a far better effort, isn't it, by the visitors? The Broncos really has shown a little bit more courage, and tactic-wise, they've been a lot smarter in this second stanza. But as you can see, the real class comes to the surface.
Singleton, who started all the try-scoring fun in the first minute, some 71 minutes ago or thereabouts. And Cunningham's been impressive since he's come on as well, hasn't he?
He's had to do a lot of defence as well.
Here comes Ilyes Makani again. Halted by Ayton.
I think, Eddie, there'll be a few teams in Super League who are glad that they've played London in the opening 5 or 6 rounds, because you meet them in a few more weeks, they're inevitably going to get a better side, Eddie. They're starting to learn the strengths and weaknesses of their own players, some patterns and combinations. Because it is a team sport, you need to be able to complement what some of your players can do. Look, trying to find now, I saw McCann in the fullback. He knows which players to support, the ones who can get their arms free. That's only going to grow and make them better.
It's almost like a very, very late, and sadly for London, maybe a little too late, but a pre-season for them at the moment, isn't it? They're all getting used to each other. They're all finding out the little idiosyncrasies.
Yeah, but there's been some excellent performances tonight, Teddy. You know,
this could be a try here. This could be play on, or is it a knock-on? Is it a knock-on by London, or was it a knock-on by Leeds, or was it a knock-on both ways?
Oh, try by Greenwood, Eddie. You've not even gone for the third.
Well, I think it's all down to whether the ball went back from the London player. I think it did come off him, but did it go forwards or back? And that's what the video ref.
Cunningham.
The decision is no try. There was a knock-on by London. It's a turnover.
So he's denied. Is James Greenwood. Knock on by the other James Cunningham.
Well, Tony Ray, the London coach, he'll be looking at the video of this game, and you can see a lot of improvement in that in this second half. He'll be a lot more adventurous. He knows it's going to be a pretty hard task throughout this season.
Video. Don't know whether you know we deal with DVDs these days, not VHS.
I'm still doing video.
Steve-O still listens to radio on VHF.
Does he? Does he really? With the AB man myself. But when Tony Ray looks at that, He looks at that particular play. Those are little indicators of the enthusiasm of his team. The bomb goes up, it's a high kick, and there are players in the frame that are genuinely challenging for the ball.
Singleton hopping about on one leg, 6 minutes to go. This is Mulhern.
London have tightened up their defence as well in this second half. They were caught out quite a lot in that first and second marker. That's a beautiful kick, though.
It is a great kick from Burrow, that.
But this guy has impressed me. McCarney.
He's had no chance, really, to prevent any of the tries that have come past him.
But they put him under a lot of pressure with a high kick, and he's been equal to the task.
Caton Brown's had a good game as well. There's been one or two players in this London outfit, and it's a difficult task. These players, no doubt they're on the court coming to this game thinking, well, what do we need to get out of this game? We need some pride. We need to give a good performance to show that our fans and the rest of Super League that we're not pushovers. We might make it as difficult as we can for you to get what you want out of this game. And the second half, so far, they've shown that.
Oh, what skill!
That was almost a catch in the slips, wasn't it, on the other side of the stand on that far side on the cricket square. Look at this.
Catch of the season, one-handed.
Do you know, I think we looked at that try where he didn't catch the ball, Callum Watkins. It was on a plate for him, and sometimes players, it's too easy for them. The brain just switches off if the kick is like that, and they know they need an element of skill to catch it. They're right up there and they're fully focused.
Now then, can Leeds finish with a flourish? I'm sure that Brian McDermott would like that.
Mulhern will get to his feet and play the ball to Ayton. Here is Burrow. Gets it away to Mulhern again. He picked it up one-handed. Then he gave it to Kirk, who in turn has given it to Carl Ablett. And here comes Ablett. Like Ben Jones-Bishop, Ablett too had a spell down in London with the Broncos, a.k.a. Harlequins. Ward and Hall. Well watched all the way again by Matt Cook. An impressive skipper for the Broncos is Matt Cook. You know, we're watching tonight the 40th fixture of Tony Ray's second spell in charge. His win-loss ratio isn't great. He's won just 9, drawn 2, and lost 28 of the previous 39. And they've lost all 5 so far this year. Now it's 6. And they've won just 2 of the last 16 matches, it means, since holding Castleman to a 30-all draw last June. But those 2 wins came in round 26 and 27 last year, which meant that they kept off the bottom of the table, and they didn't win, if that would be the right word to describe the wooden spoon. Farah goes wide. No-look pass from McMeekin. Oh, and it bounces kindly for Drinkwater. Little stab inside and well picked up by Ben Jones-Bishop.
I think the Leeds players and the supporters probably heading for the last 2.5 minutes. The thoughts now focus really on next week and the challenge they've got there. Can they, Watkins and his back line, send the crowd home with a smile on the face with another long-range effort? But next week's the big challenge for them. They've been good enough tonight. Professional attention to detail. They did what they had to do to beat the team that were in front of them. And the defence was good enough.
They look like, don't they, that they might give Brian McDermott another trophy this season in his 4th year at the Rhinos.
Bit high from McMeekin.
You know, it's absolutely petrifying to any big man, any middleman. He's 6 foot and a million is Mike McMeekin, and has to duck down and tackle Rob Burrow, who's in full flight.
This is Ward. Left a few white jerseys trailing in his wake there, Stevie Ward. Burrow waits. Singleton bounces off one, gives it to Mulhern. And
Good run.
drives it into the 20-metre zone. It was a good run. Ayton. Burrow. He's lost his bearing for a moment. Rob Burrow does a full 180. Oh, brilliant! He looked like he'd lost his way completely. He did a full circle turn, threw a couple of dummies and scooted over the line. Sheer class from Rob Burrow.
He's capable of doing that at any time during the game. And it just shows you that if you hang back, allow him to turn, twist, he has so many questions. And boy, how many times do we see this? Well, it comes up with the answer, and the answer is a TRY.
He's just so low to the ground, Steve, and I know he shows a dummy, and Scott Moore won't want to look at that too many times, but this is his 350th Super League appearance, and he marks it with a trademark try, showing dummies, leaving bigger players who are stronger than him in his wake. And a good night, and he gets to kick the goal as well.
He does indeed, because Zach Hardacre has now left the field. It's the 10th Leeds try that we have just seen, scored by Rob Burrow, who these days, as well as being an accomplished Super League player, is a regular on Sky Sports Radio, which is, of course, available to you via all the social networks. Just search for Sky Sports Radio, and he's on Boots and All Extra, which is a new programme they've got this year. Burrow adds the extras. The full-time siren sounds in the background. Leeds have got past 50. 54 points to 6. They were 34-0 up at half-time. It was a foregone conclusion at the half-time siren. But a much better second half from London Broncos. Something for Tony Ray to build on for what's to come next Thursday against the Castleford Tigers. For the Rhinos, as we've been saying, their next assignment at Lentry Park against St Helens in 7 days' time. At 54-0, the Rhinos go at 54 points to 6 rather. The Rhinos go to the top of the First Utility Super League table.
Well, a solid performance, and I'm sure that Brian McDermott, the Leeds coach, will be very pleased with that. Okay, full credit to the Broncos. They did get over for that one try. But we mentioned before the kickoff that the young three-quarter line that the Rhinos have is extremely impressive. They worked hard, did the visitors. Some nice little work, hard work from most of them. Sliney especially, Scott Moore, he tried his damnedest to get things working. And at times Fowler and Drinkwater, their combination, but too much, a little possession, especially in the first half. It was always going to be one-way traffic.
One-way traffic it was, and certainly for Ryan Hall, it was a night to remember with his hat-trick. 3 tries for Ryan Hall. He's the man of the match. He's with one.
Ryan, well done. It's been a good week for you, hasn't it? A new deal here at the club, keep you here for 5 years, and a hat-trick of tries. Just sum up the last few days for us.
Yeah, it's been quite an intense period. Whether the release of the contracts being signed out in the media, that was quite a hectic time. And tonight as well, it was nice to get the 3 tries, to celebrate that signing.
Why is this club so special to you that you want to stay here?
First and foremost, it's my hometown club. I wish I could say I grew up watching them, but I didn't really watch rugby. But now I bought into the old family ethos of this club, so it's helped me out wonders, for the 8 years I've been here. So all I can do is repay the best 5 years I can play.
It's been quite a quiet start to the year in terms of tries. I know Tom Briscoe might have been pulling your leg a little bit, that he's ahead of you in the try stakes. 3 tonight for you.
Yeah, I've caught him up. That's nice, but the season's a long season. There's plenty of rugby left to play. I think it will get interesting towards the back end of the season, but we have to keep performing like we do to get it that way.
Some very good finishing from you tonight. I know the other guys give you the opportunity to score, but they wanted scoring, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right. That's my job at the end of the day. That's what I got paid to do, and I'm just glad to do it.
Well done. Thanks for talking to us, Ryan. Let's bring in Danny Maguire. Thanks, Ryan. Well played, Danny. Just tell us about the extra responsibility for you tonight, because with Kevin Sinfield having a night off, it enabled you to run the show a little bit more.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, me and Kev have been sort of sharing things and working well together for the first sort of 4 or 5 rounds, and obviously me and Rob, we've played a lot together, so it was easy just to slot in there, and I'm enjoying it. I've probably little bit more responsibility these last few years now, and sort of changed my game a little bit, and I'm enjoying the extra responsibility. And hopefully, I thought we played all right tonight. A couple of young lads making the debuts and came in and did a good job, so we're really happy.
You've gone to the top of the league. It's a little while, Danny, since Leeds actually finished top. Do you feel you're in that kind of form and the kind of side that could finish top this year? I know a big game against Saints coming up.
It's a target. Yeah, everybody wants to be, finish as high up that ladder as you can, and we're going all right at the minute. We've got loads that we can improve on. Missing a few experienced guys today, but we've got a good squad. We've got some young lads that are putting pressure on us older guys as well. So, and like next week's going to be tough. Saints have started the year really well, but we'll look forward to that one.
Thanks, Danny. Thanks for talking to us. Matt Cook's here also from the Broncos. Matt, we know it's tough for the Broncos. You're doing it tough at the moment, but I tell you what, that second half you didn't roll over there. I mean, there's something to take from this game, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. We'll never roll over. Just came down to a bit of experience there. I thought we let them come at us. We didn't take the game to them at the start, and there was a lot of errors both sides of the game. And fair play to Leeds, they're well experienced, and they just stayed more composed than us at times. And that's what we need to learn from it. And then just a bit more time. When we did take it to them, you could tell our timings were a bit rusty out wide, and you could tell we haven't played together too often yet. So, I think a few more games in that, and we'll start challenging a bit more and hopefully start picking up some points. But we'll take a lot of lessons from that game.
Everybody has written you up, but there's still 21 games left to pick points up from. It's not a throwing in the towel scenario at London, is it, by any stretch?
No way. No, we'll never throw the towel in. We don't want to get relegated. We're here to compete and hopefully shock people in the long run. Like you said, it's only round 6. There's a long way to go yet. So
thanks for joining us, Matt. We'll see you against Casford on Thursday. Thanks a lot.
Cool. Thanks a lot.
Yes, we will see Matt Cook and the rest of the London Broncos on Thursday. They have won here tonight, the Leeds Rhinos. They've run in 10 tries. 2 young men made their debut for Leeds tonight. A hint of the problems that London have had. 16 debutants so far this year. More to come probably. 54-6 Leeds.